Every month, it's the same story. The arthritis pain doesn't let up, and the pill bills keep stacking up on the kitchen table. You swallow another tablet, rub your knee, and wonder how long you can keep living like this. When you stand up, your knee reminds you with that sharp, familiar ache. Even walking to the sink feels older than you are. The pain is loud, and so is that little voice in your head asking, "Is this really my life now?" If you're tired of pain and tired of pill bills, you are not alone. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to start breaking that pain pill bill cycle without chasing miracle cures or one magic supplement. Right now in the United States, tens of millions of adults have been told you have arthritis, and a huge number of them are over 40, taking multiple medications just to get through the day. For a lot of people, part of the monthly budget feels like a subscription to pain. Co-pays, refills, just-in-case bottles you're almost afraid not to keep around. Maybe this sounds familiar. Maybe your doctor added one pill, then another, then something for the stomach, then something to help you sleep, and suddenly you're lining up bottles every morning, hoping today won't be one of the bad days. If you don't take the meds, the pain flares. If you do take them, you worry about side effects, long-term damage, or what happens if the price goes up again next year. You didn't sign up to become your own full-time pharmacist. You just wanted your knees or your hips to stop screaming every time you walk across a parking lot. Here's the part no one really explains. The system almost pushes you into that corner. The whole setup is tilted toward quick prescriptions, not slow, practical coaching about exercise, weight, stress, sleep, and all the little changes that actually protect your joints. So you're left thinking, I guess more pills is just what people my age do. But that's not the whole picture. The big organizations that live and breathe arthritis, groups like the Arthritis Foundation, major medical societies, and even the CDC, keep repeating the same message in their guidelines. Pills are just one tool, not the whole toolbox. They keep pointing back to movement, weight management, self-management skills, and smarter, more targeted pain relief as the real foundation of osteoarthritis care after 40. So, if you've ever thought there has to be another way besides just taking more and more medicine, you're not imagining things. You're actually asking the right question. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you felt in control of your arthritis plan, instead of just reacting to pain and refills month after month? For most people over 40, the honest answer is, it's been a long time, or I don't think I've ever felt in control. And that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you were dropped into a complicated situation with very little coaching. In this video, I want to change that dynamic. We're going to walk through a plan for arthritis pain relief without just adding more pills, especially if your main problems are knee and hip pain. Not miracle cures, not one secret supplement, but a layered approach that lines up with what the best evidence and guidelines already say works. Simple daily moves, smarter pain relief options you can discuss with your doctor, and money decisions that keep your joints and your wallet in the same conversation. And a bit later, I'll show you a simple 3-layer way to picture it: move, soothe, and spend smart. If you're over 40 and trying to manage arthritis without living on strong pain meds, consider subscribing to Golden Thriver. Here, we break down evidence-based options in plain English so you can protect your joints, your health, and your budget without needing a medical degree to follow along. As we go, I want you to listen with a question in the back of your mind. Which part of my current routine is actually helping, and which parts are just habits I slid into because I was desperate? Because in the next section, we're going to zoom out and look at the bigger trap many people fall into: the emotional and financial triangle between pain, medication, and end-of-month bills. Once you can see that pattern clearly, it becomes much easier to step out of it. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture you've been dropped into. In the US, roughly 1 in 5 adults, Over 50 million people are living with some form of arthritis, and the majority of them are over 45. Many are exactly where you are, juggling joint pain, a stack of pill bottles, and a budget that feels tighter every year. So if your days look something like this, you're not imagining it. You wake up stiff and sore, and your first thought isn't breakfast, it's where are my pills and what do I need to take today? Later in the day, you finally get a little relief until you sit too long at a computer, in the car, or in a waiting room. When you stand up, the joint protests again, and you're back to negotiating with yourself. If I take something now, will I have anything left if the pain hits tonight? And once a month, you stand at the pharmacy counter, watching the total pop up on the screen and wondering, how many more years can I keep paying this price, in money and in side effects? That's the triangle so many people get trapped in after 40. Pain, pills, bills, repeat. And here's the part that stings a little. The system is very good at feeding that triangle and not so great at teaching you how to step out of it. It's faster to say, take this twice a day, than to sit down and talk through what the strongest arthritis guidelines actually recommend. Exercise you can stick with, realistic weight goals, self-management skills, and using medications in a more strategic, targeted way, including topical options for certain joints. So you end up thinking the only choice is between white-knuckle the pain or add another pill. Quick question. Right now, where do you feel most stuck? With the pain itself, the pills, or the bills? If you want to share, tell me in the comments with just one word: pain, pills, or bills. It's a simple way to notice where your biggest pressure point really is. But osteoarthritis, the most common kind of arthritis in knees and hips, doesn't really work on that all-or-nothing logic. It's more like a long-term project. There's no magic cure yet, but there are tools that reliably reduce pain, improve function, and slow the slide into more disability. The problem is, nobody handed you that playbook in a way that fits into real life after 40. So let's reframe what success actually means here. Instead of chasing a perfect, pain-free forever fantasy, most arthritis experts talk about 3 very real wins. First, lower pain on average, going from a 7 every day to more days that feel like a 3 or 4. Second, better function, being able to walk farther, stand longer, or climb a few more stairs. And third, slower progression, giving your joints as many good years as possible. Think of arthritis care like managing your money. If all you ever do is swipe the credit card, sooner or later the bill comes due. Pain pills can be helpful, sometimes absolutely necessary, especially during flares. But the real power is in what you're doing between those doses, how you move, how much load your joints are carrying, and how wisely you use the medications you and your doctor decide to keep. Here's my take, and I'm going to be very direct about it. If your whole arthritis plan fits on a prescription label, it's not a plan, it's a patch. The goal after 40 isn't no meds ever. That's not realistic for a lot of people. The goal is to stop relying on pills as your only line of defense and start building a 3-layer strategy. Number 1, move smarter. Motion that actually calms joints instead of punishing them. Number 2, lighten the load through weight, alignment, and better support. And number 3, soothe locally, using topical and non-pill tools whenever possible so your whole body isn't taking the hit every time your knee complains. Before we build that out, I want to ask you something that most doctors never do. Looking at your typical week, are you spending more energy managing your medication schedule or actively training your body to handle arthritis better? That's a tough question. For most people, the honest answer is, I've been stuck in survival mode. I take what I'm told to take and hope for the best. You don't have to stay in that mode. Starting in the next part of this video, we're going to walk through what the best research keeps confirming, that the center of arthritis care after 40 isn't the pharmacy, It's what you do with your muscles, your joints, and your daily routines. Not hours in a gym, not becoming a different person, but specific, doable changes that actually lower pain over time. And then we'll layer on smarter pain relief and smarter spending, so you're not stuck choosing between agony and an ever-growing pile of pill bills. Let's start building the real plan, beginning with the piece most people underestimate: movement. If you've lived with arthritis for a while, you've probably heard, "You should exercise more," and felt your body tighten just hearing the word. Because for you, movement isn't abstract. It's that stabbing knee on the stairs, that grinding hip when you get out of the car. So let's reframe it. With osteoarthritis, the right kind of movement is not punishment, it's medicine. You'll often hear physical therapists say, "Motion is lotion." That's not just a cute phrase. When you move a joint in a controlled, gentle way, you help the cartilage and tissues get more nourishment from the fluid inside the joint. The muscles around it get stronger, which means they can take more of the load instead of dumping it all on the joint surfaces. The key words there are controlled, gentle, repeatable. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to run. Here's what this looks like in real life for knee or hip arthritis after 40. It might be a 5 to 10-minute walk at a comfortable pace, around your block, at a mall, or even just up and down your hallway. It might be simple strength work for your legs while holding on to the back of a chair, sitting and slowly standing up, using your legs more than your arms, marching in place while you hold the kitchen counter, or straightening one leg out in front of you while you sit, then lowering it with control. If walking on hard ground is rough, you might swap some of that time for a stationary bike or water walking in a pool. If you can walk 5 minutes, we start with 5. If 5 is too much, we start with 2. If you can only stand and march in place holding the counter, we start there. Arthritis after 40 is not about no pain, no gain. It's about no movement, more pain later. Here's a simple rule of thumb many clinicians use. A little discomfort during or after movement can be okay, but sharp, escalating, or lingering pain that lasts more than a day is your signal that you did too much, too fast. We adjust the dose, not abandon the whole idea. So I want to turn this into a real-life question for you. If you had to pick just one small movement routine you could do most days for the next 2 weeks, what would it be? A hallway walk? Chair stands? Marching in place during TV commercials? You don't need the perfect plan to start. You just need one routine that feels safe enough that you'll actually do it. Now, let's talk about load on the joint, from body weight and alignment. This part can feel touchy because weight is a sensitive topic, so let's keep it respectful and practical. For weight-bearing joints like the knees and hips, even a small amount of extra body weight acts like extra pressure with every step. Some studies have suggested that losing just 10 to 15 pounds, if you have that to lose, can take a noticeable amount of load off your knees and translate into less pain and better function over time. That doesn't mean you have to become a different person or fit into your high school jeans. It means that modest, realistic weight loss, or even just not gaining more, can be a real part of your arthritis treatment. Day to day, that might look like trimming portions a little instead of overhauling your entire diet overnight. It might mean cutting out 1 or 2 empty calorie habits, the nightly soda, the mindless snacking in front of the TV, or cooking at home 1 extra night a week so you have more control over salt and fat. And then there's alignment and support. That can be as simple as choosing shoes that are stable and supportive instead of worn out, squishy, or high-heeled. For some people, it might include a simple knee sleeve or brace your clinician approves, not as a permanent crutch, but as a tool for certain activities like longer walks. It can also mean paying attention to how you stand and sit, avoiding long periods where your knees are deeply bent or twisted. You don't have to chase perfection. If you're able to bring your weight down even a little and give your joints better support underneath, you're stacking the deck in your favor every single step you take. Now, the third piece, extra pill relief, treating the joint locally whenever possible. For many people with knee osteoarthritis, major arthritis groups now highlight topical anti-inflammatory gels or creams as one of the first options to consider for certain joints, especially when the pain is closer to the surface. The thinking is simple. If you can deliver some of the medication right where it hurts, you may not need as much going through your whole system. That might include topical anti-inflammatory products, by prescription or over-the-counter, depending on where you live. Always checked with your doctor or pharmacist, especially if you already take heart, blood pressure, kidney, or stomach meds. It might include heat, like a warm pack or shower before activity to loosen things up. Cold, like a wrapped ice pack after activity or during a flare to calm things down. Light compression sleeves or elastic bandages used correctly, not so tight they cut off circulation. Or canes or walking poles used on the opposite side of the painful knee or hip to take some load off during longer walks. None of these are magic, but together they give you more ways to say, I'm going to calm this joint down without automatically reaching for an extra pill every time. Because here's the bigger shift we're building toward. Instead of living in a world where your only choices are hurt and tough it out or add another tablet, you're creating a stack of tools. Move, adjust the load, soothe locally, and then, if needed, use systemic meds in a smarter, more targeted way. Now let's turn all of this into something you can actually do, not someday, but this week. Think of your arthritis care as a 3-layer plan you can hold in your hand. Move, soothe, spend smart. Layer 1 is move, a 10 to 20 minute daily plan. Here's a simple example of what a move routine might look like for knee or hip arthritis after 40. Adjust the times to your body and your doctor's advice. In the morning, you might spend 5 to 10 minutes. Start with 1 to 2 minutes of gentle marching in place while holding the kitchen counter. Then do 5 to 10 chair stands. Sit down slowly, stand up using your legs as much as you safely can. Finish with 1 to 2 minutes of easy hallway walking or walking a small loop in your home. Later in the day, you might do another 5 to 10 minutes. Walk at a comfortable pace, outside, in a store, or at a mall, for about 5 minutes. If walking is too rough, use a stationary bike on low resistance or walk in a pool if you have access. You can add a few standing leg swings. Holding a counter, gently move one leg forward and back, then side to side within a pain-tolerable range. Then pick 2 or 3 movement breaks during the day, maybe every couple of hours, where you stand up, gently move your joints, and refuse to let them freeze in one position. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to tell your brain and your joints every single day, we are still in the game. We are still moving. Layer 2 is soothe, smart relief before more pills. Here, you layer on a soothe plan you and your clinician can shape together. That might look like using a warm shower or heating pad on a safe setting with a cloth barrier to ease stiffness before your walk or exercises. After activity, it might be 10 to 15 minutes of a wrapped ice pack to calm any flare-up. If your doctor approves, it might be using arthritis-friendly topical gels or creams on specific joints instead of automatically reaching for extra oral pills. It might even include a few minutes of slow, deep breathing or a guided relaxation audio when pain spikes to help your nervous system come down a notch instead of spiraling. The mindset here is powerful. Before I increase my dose, I'll check my move and soothe tools first and then decide with my doctor what really needs to change. Layer 3 is spend smart. Protect your wallet, not just your joints. Because none of this matters if you're cracking under the weight of monthly pill bills. Here's a simple checklist you can bring to your next appointment. First, is there a generic version of this medication? Generics can be dramatically cheaper than brand name drugs, and many work just as well for most people. Second, is this still the right dose for me? Sometimes a dose that made sense during a bad flare never gets revisited. Ask whether, with your new plan, there's room to adjust. Third, can we review my whole list and see if anything can be simplified? Bring all your pill bottles in a bag, prescription, over-the-counter, even supplements, and ask your clinician to walk through them with you, including interactions and cost. Fourth, are there patient assistance programs, savings cards, or 90-day options that could lower my costs? Pharmacies and many clinics know about discount programs and manufacturer assistance for people who qualify. You don't have to figure it out alone. And one crucial rule: never stop a prescribed medication on your own just because it's expensive or you're scared of side effects. Always talk with your doctor or prescribing clinician first and say exactly what's worrying you: pain, money, or both. This is where I want to be very clear. I am not a doctor. This video is for education and general information only. It is not personal medical advice. Always talk to your physician or a qualified health professional before changing your medications, starting an exercise program, or trying new treatments for arthritis. My role here is to help you ask better questions and see more of your options, so you're not stuck in that pain pill bill triangle without a map. So let me leave you with one more honest question. In the next 30 days, what is one conversation or change you're willing to commit to? A small move routine, a soothe habit, or a spend smart question for your doctor that would make you feel more in charge of your arthritis plan? Not perfect, not everything, just one step that says, I'm not giving up, I'm getting organized. If all you do after this video is pick one small move or soothe habit and bring one spent smart question to your doctor, that's already a huge win. Because relief after 40 isn't about being tough enough to suffer in silence or pure enough to never touch a pill. It's about using the right tools in the right order for the right reasons and keeping both your body and your budget in the conversation. You are not weak for needing medication. You are wise when you use it as part of a broader plan instead of your only plan. If this video helped you see arthritis pain in a different way, don't stop here. In our other videos, we break down knee arthritis, gel injections, stem cells, then PRP, and the early warning signs you should never ignore. Watch those next so you can build a full, realistic plan, not just for this month's pain, but for the next 10 years of your life after 40.